What's up, everybody? My name is Vince Perry, and I'm the Commercial Claims Advocate. And we provide all kinds of courses and training and coaching to anybody who's interested in really developing their public adjusting career and taking it to the next level. And today we've got a case study with one of our former students, or one of our advocates, we call them. His name is Carlos Machin. Carlos Machin is a public adjuster and the owner of Policyholder Advocates in Boca Raton. And the funny thing, Carlos has been a public adjuster for about a couple of years now, but he was an independent adjuster before that for about 7 or 8 years and decided to make the switch to public adjusting because that's what he wanted to do. And upon becoming a public adjuster, he decided to become part of our group and take our program. And what we realized here in the case study is he was really able to get a value with the network of relationships that he was able to build, and he was able to implement the process that he learned from us and the letters and the templates that he was able to use throughout his claims to really take his claim to the next level, to really work the claim and get the claim settled on a timely basis so that he could ultimately make money for himself, his clients, and for his family. So I hope you enjoy this case study, and make sure that before you finish to stay tuned to the end so that you could hear the offer that we have just for you so that you too get to become part of our advocates, of our commercial claims advocates, of our courses, of our Facebook group, and everything like that, so that you could book a call with somebody so we could explain to you how we could benefit you and really take your public adjusting career to the next level.
Well, since taking the course in January, I've solidified some great relationships with industry professionals, become, I think, a close personal friend of yours. But more importantly, we've started implementing some of the processes that you were doing or in the course and teaching us in the course, as well as some of the letters and the responses that we were utilizing. On top of that, the exposure to the Facebook group and the meetups. And I mean, it's just the network of industry professionals, I believe, that are making my job easier, that I think is probably the number one takeaway from taking the course.
All right. So we're here with Carlos Machin. Carlos Machin, the claims machine, is the owner of Policyholder Advocates, public adjuster extraordinaire. And Carlos is one of my favorite of all the people who have graduated from the course, who have taken the course. Carlos, I guess I shouldn't say that, because if we're going to be interviewing other people, that's probably not good, but I'm not going to lie. Carlos, you're one of my ultimate faves. Thank you for coming on, man.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so I guess I just wanted to talk a little bit about it. We're doing a case study here, just sort of like the results that you had, how everything turned out, where you were before, so on and so forth. Like, I just want to get like a little brief synopsis. But before we get into that, Carlos, if you could just tell us a little bit about yourself and about your business and about what you do.
Yeah, definitely. I'm Carlos Machin with Policyholder Advocates, getyourclaimpaid.com. Been in the business for about 14 years now. We started off as a one-man show boutique public adjusting firm. We're about to start bringing on a bunch of other adjusters to expand our reach. But we've been successful in the South Florida area, in the Palm Beach, Broward area, handling all types of different claims related to property damage, commercial claims, boat claims. We do a little bit of everything, but we focus on homeowners claims specifically.
Gotcha. So if we can sort of get right into it, what was some of the the problem you had prior to joining our program and prior to taking our course?
Well, my biggest problem is that I spent 7 years working for the insurance companies, and then a few years after that, I didn't work for them. So some of the processes, as much as I was aware of them, I wasn't utilizing them on a regular basis. And you practice makes perfect, and if you're not using it, it goes out the window. So I just needed a refresher, but more to see what you and others were doing on this side of the business rather than on the carrier side of the business. So the process is, we had it our own, but I felt there was areas where we can tweak, or it doesn't matter how long you've been in the business, you always can learn something. So that's really my outtake is let's see what else I can learn. And obviously following you and you can see your success, definitely was someone that I want to see a little bit more.
It's a lot different, right? Coming from the IA world to the PA world. I think it's funny because I know a few IAs, no matter how long you've been on that side, you sort of get not brainwashed. You just sort of learn to look at it from one perspective as opposed to.
You can say what it is. It's brainwashed.
But then you become a PA and you look at it from a different perspective. And I could only imagine it just helped to just now sort of get I guess, in depth into the other side and the processes and the view and the outlook of the claims process from the other side.
Oh yeah, 100%. And there was, again, it was kind of like, it was a brainwashing. It was this is the process, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, go down the alphabet. But there's little nuances in between that I didn't see or wasn't aware of and behind the scenes as a public adjuster that I needed to be doing. And that definitely, it helped to also to confirm my beliefs of what I thought I should be doing. And, obviously I was successful in closing claims, but how do I get better at it? And that's really what I was looking for.
And why in particular did you choose to join our program specifically over any other programs in particular?
I mean, Vince, I'll be really honest with you guys. I didn't look at any other programs. The reason why is everything I knew or saw just in the little blurb on the internet, it was like a course. You had to go to a different state and things like that I already been through 2 carriers training. So why am I going to do something like that? I needed something different. And what I saw about your course was the more one-on-one, the more, a little bit more in depth of how you run your business versus all this generality from just claims handling or estimating or policy language. I knew all that. I was pretty well versed, but I just needed a different viewpoint from what I already, had under my belt.
And a lot of it's like licenses too. Like a lot of it's like if I look up like public adjuster education, it's going to be like how I get my license, how I can get licensed, how I could get a CE here, CE there.
How to pass a test. That's really what they're doing, is just prepping you for the test.
And was there anything in particular about our program that really helped you?
Well, right off the bat, I mean, we hit it off after the course, but just the exposure to the professionals, the experts, I've said it a few times on the courses when I've jumped on or on the Facebook page, your letters, you had a great set of letters that definitely helped me change on how I present claims or argue them along the way. But now we're 10 months, I should say, 10 months since I took the course. The relationships that I've established with water mitigation companies, attorneys, estimators, everything that's making my job easier, it's amazing. I mean, really, the network of people you got around you, as well as me now, it's been a godsend.
And I guess if we get a little bit more in depth with that, as a result of implementing the letters, as a result of implementing and taking advantage of the contacts that you've made with that, what's been the outcome?
I no longer write my own estimates. I'm fully control of what's being written, but I've delegated that part out. We've hired my wife as the office assistant, so she's now full force with us, running the administrative part. We've brought on a company management software that are allowing us to get our claims a little bit more concise and cleaned up. And overall, just the process is smoother now on all these claims. And I'm able to spend a little more time with my family, 1, and 2, be more direct with clients and being able to say, here's boom, 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 step A through Z. And it's making life easy, man.
I had a new client call me today and was like, for a claim, well, what is it that you do? What can you provide? And I just went, bum, 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 bum. And he's like, okay, so you're going to send me something to sign? I said, yes, it'll be on its way.
There you go.
Simple as that. Well, to get a little deeper, how do you feel your life has changed since taking the course and making all these connections and implementing these letters in this process? How do you think your life has changed?
Well, I mean, we've had this conversation quite some time. It's changed for the better, man. I've opened up my eyes to different aspects of the business. I've also not held myself in my own way in terms of growth, because I've been a micromanager of my own claims and I can't let things go. I need to control the whole thing from beginning to end. And it's not going to work that way. It's not going to be long-term. I'm going to be sitting here as a slave behind this computer on a regular basis. So that's a big change that I've had in my life, as well as now we're implementing some growth strategies and moving forward on expanding our reach throughout the state of Florida. Hopefully, I can grow up to be like you and be in different states. But one step at a time, and it's just taking it every positive moment as it comes.
That's awesome. And I mean, yeah, it's great also that, we could call each other, you could call some of the other former students, experts, whatever it is, and just sort of bounce ideas and just sort of try to figure it out. Because I always tell people it's hard. I know you've got your wife sort of helping you. I know she's got some experience and everything, but I was talking to somebody earlier today where, I can't go to like my buddy I went to high school with and tell him about some ideas. Or I can't go to my neighbor who I get along with down the street and talk to him about my business because sure, he may be willing to listen or my wife may be willing to listen, but I'm not going to get the same feedback from that person. And having this little a family, right? A community now of other professionals in the same industry that we could just sort of shoot ideas off, tell them what's going on and what their experience with it and how they could help you solve it. It's fabulous, right?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's great. I used to have to call some attorneys or, and we still do, obviously, for some more legal advice and whatnot. But yeah, I come to find that we're, you and I or Rico or whoever it is from the group, they're even calling me now too, to bounce stuff off of each other. And it's great because, that's part of the other part is that what I saw from your social media, that this movement that you've been doing to try to stop the animosity between public adjusters and bring everybody together and really form a coalition against the insurance companies who we're really working against. That's the way it should be, man. We shouldn't be segregated within our side of the industry. That's what they want. So the more that we all come back to them unified, in the same front, in the same way handling these claims, it's going to be harder and harder for them to deny these things and it's going to make it easier for us to make a living and not have that bad name. Because unfortunately, public adjusters, when I was on the other side, we had a bad name, a bad rep. Not all of us, we were here to do good.
Yeah, but now you can see you're on this side, and especially at the meetups, you could see like there's probably bad public adjusters, but the majority of us are pretty cool guys.
Yeah.
Where do you think you would be right now if you didn't take action and actually take our course and join the Commercial Claim Advocate family?
Probably be right behind this computer till about midnight every night. I definitely would be spending a lot more time working. I mean, granted, we do work hard, but we all entitled to our personal time with the family and stuff. So I have no infringement on that whatsoever. And it's been nice, man. It's been real nice. So
that's awesome. It's funny too, because it's not just what you learn in the course, but it's just sort of what you learn from others around you. And you are who you surround yourself with,
100%. And the group has been just pulled all like-minded people together so quickly, and it's really good. I'm really enjoying it.
So if there's anyone watching this and that's on the fence about whether they should join our program, whether they should become one of the Commercial Claims Advocates, whether they should take one of our courses or whatever it is, what would you say to them?
Really simple. There's not going to be a public adjuster that doesn't come work for me that doesn't take your course or shouldn't have had taken your course already. Plain and simple. I mean, you're teaching a slightly different side of things, how to handle a claim from beginning to end, where the support that you really need. There's a lot of great information packed into those 2 days that even sitting in a couple of them, extra ones with you, I still pick up new things every day. And each of these students are not necessarily just students. They're well-versed people just like us, and they're bringing other information to the table that have opened our eyes. I know, there was one that just blew me away with some of the stuff she was coming up with. So, it's great. It's great.
Cool. All right. Well, Carlos, honestly, thank you so much for taking the time to do this. I know you are a busy man. I know as a fellow public adjuster, sometimes the phone doesn't stop. It just keeps going, whether it's a new claim, a current claim, insurance adjuster, a client, or whatever the hell. I know it doesn't stop. So I really do appreciate your time. Thank you for taking the time to do this. And hopefully those who have watched, you could take something and you could see that, it's going to be worth your while if you take the time to educate yourself and better yourself.
Absolutely. Anytime.
Thank you, Carlos.
You got it.
If you are interested too of becoming part of Advocates United and becoming part of our group and taking one of our courses, I want you to click on the link below and I want you to schedule a call with either myself or one of our associates, and we can really explain to you in detail everything that comes with being a part of our group. I'm telling you, investing in your knowledge is really priceless. You need to be able to do it if you really want to take it to the next level, because you could only do so much yourself, and you want to try to avoid a lot of the mistakes that you're probably going to make, a lot of the mistakes that I made, and you will avoid those things by joining one of our groups. So click the link below, schedule a call with either myself or one of our associates, and I will explain exactly how we can take your game to the next level. So speak to you soon.